In this session, we are going to talk about cloud computing and how you can use IBM Cloud to build applications on the cloud. A quick look at the topics which we are going to talk today. 1. Basics of cloud computing. 2nd. Overview of Bluemix. 3rd. How we can build a simple Java application in Bluemix. And last, overview about IBM Watson capabilities in Bluemix.
What is cloud computing? Cloud computing is a general term for the delivery of hosted services over the internet. Nothing but there are services which are there in terms of servers, in terms of memory, or in terms of predefined services for developers to use to build an application. You are using that to host your application or to build your application. Cloud computing enables companies to consume a compute resource such as virtual machines, storage, or an application as a utility. Cloud computing services can be three: private, public, and hybrid. Private cloud services are delivered from business data center to internal users. These models offer versatility and convenience while preserving the management, control, and security common to local data centers. In the public cloud model, a third-party provider delivers the cloud service over the internet. Public cloud services are sold on demand, typically by the minute or hour in terms of consumption. Customers only pay for the CPU cycles, storage, or bandwidth which they consume. Hybrid cloud is a combination of public cloud services and non-premises public cloud services and on-premises private cloud, with orchestration and automation between the two. Companies can run mission-critical workloads or sensitive applications on the private cloud while using the public cloud for bursting workloads that must scale on demand. The goal of hybrid cloud is to create unified, automated, scalable environment that takes advantage of all that a public cloud infrastructure can provide, while still maintaining control over mission-critical data. Next, let's look at the categories of cloud computing. It has been broadly divided into three broad categories: software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. Software as a service applications are designed for end users delivered over the web. Platform as a service is a set of tools and services designed to make coding and deploying those applications quick and efficient. Infrastructure as a service is the hardware and software that powers it all, like servers, storage, networks, operating systems belongs to this category. Let's move on to Bluemix environment. You can get into Bluemix environment by going to website www.bluemix.net, bluemix.net. Enter. You will get to the home page of Bluemix, where you can create an account for yourself. Like, you click on create a free account. It will help you to log into this sign up for this environment. Enter all your details and submit it. You will get a confirmation mail. Once you confirm your account from your email ID, you will be able to log in. You will get 30-day free trial period from Bluemix, which you can use. I will log into Bluemix environment directly. I'll click on login. I'll give my email ID. And my password. So whenever you log in, you will end up at home page of Bluemix called dashboard. Dashboard gives you quick view towards what are the activities you have done in your account. Like, it will show you the set of applications which you have developed and the services which you have consumed in Bluemix. You will understand the meaning of services once I take you through the set of services which are there. And now I'm going to click on catalog. Catalog gives you quick view towards all the services which are there in Bluemix, which can look to use to develop your application or to host your application. On the left hand side, you can see infrastructure, application, and services. Infrastructure are the set of services which are related to your hardware to create your machine and host there. Like you can see bare metal server, virtual servers for hourly or monthly billing, and you can see storage related services, network related services, and security related services, where you can use all this to host your application and manage it over there.
Once you log into Bluemix, it is important to understand user interface of Bluemix over here. On the top hand side right corner, you can see few options. If you click on that, you can see account, region, organization, and space. Region is a place or the geography where Bluemix is present. At this point in time, Bluemix is present at 4 different geographies: US South, Sydney, Germany, and United Kingdom. Wherever you choose to host your application, you can choose that region and keep it over there. Organization space, I'll explain in more details. Click on Manage Organizations and you will be able to see details of your Bluemix account over here. Click on View Details. So you can see edit the organization name, which is currently Sachin, and spaces over here. What exactly means space, organization, and all these details, right? Organizations can span multiple regions and they are defined by the following items: 1. Team members, 2nd. Domain, 3rd. Quota. So the role of basic permission in an organization and spaces: you must be assigned to an organization before you can be granted other permission to the spaces within the organization. Domains provide the root on the internet that is allocated to the organization. A root has a subdomain and a domain. A subdomain is typically the application name. A domain might be the system domain or a custom domain that you registered for your application. Please note that if you add a custom domain, you must configure your DNS server to resolve your customer domain to point to the Bluemix system domain. In this way, when Bluemix receives a request for your custom domain, it can properly route it to your application. So what is quota? It represents the resource limits for the organization, including the number of services and the amount of memory that can be allocated for use by the organization. Quotas are assigned when organizations are created. Any application or service in the space of the organization contributes to the use of the quota. Quota is not a enforced cap. Instead, it is a trigger for spending notification with a pay-as-you-go or subscription plans. You can just add your quota for Cloud Foundry application and containers as the needs of your organization change. In Bluemix, you can use organizations to enable collaboration among team members and to facilitate the logical grouping of project resources in the following ways. 1. You can group a set of spaces, applications, services, domains, routes, and team members together in organizations. Second, you can manage the access to the spaces organization on a per user basis. When you create an organization, the organization name must be unique in Bluemix. The organization name is already used by other Bluemix public, dedicated, or local user, then you must specify a new name. After you create organization, you will be automatically assigned to organization manager permission, which enables you to edit the organization name, add team members, and create or delete spaces in the organization. 3 user roles can be assigned to team members in an organization. 1. Organization manager. 2nd. Organization billing manager. 3rd. Organization auditor. And what is spaces? Within organization, you can use spaces to group a set of applications, services, and team members. Spaces are tied to a specific region in Bluemix. After you add a team member to an organization, you can grant them permission to the spaces. Similar to the organization space, spaces have a set of user roles with a specific space member, 2nd space a developer, 3rd space auditor. Note that a team member must be assigned
at least one of the permanent base. Now let's look at the services which are there under apps. You can see on the left hand side, first thing, boilerplate. In Bluemix, a boilerplate contains an application and its associated runtime environment and predefined services for a particular domain. You can use boilerplate to quickly get up and running. For example, you can see Java Cloud and Web Starter over there. It combines a database of NoSQL, which is Cloud Ant, and a Java runtime. If you click on that and give application name, you can straight away create a predefined application with all the capabilities including a database. Next, you can see Cloud Foundry apps or runtimes. A runtime is the set of resources that is used to run an application. Bluemix provides runtime environments as containers for different types of applications. Runtime environments are integrated into Bluemix as build packs and are automatically configured for use. You can see different kind of runtime environments over here. Liberty for Java, SDK for Node.js, ASP.NET Core, runtime for Swift, Xpages, PHP, Python, Tomcat based runtimes. So these are all the programming languages which you can look to use in Bluemix, and Bluemix very well supports all these runtimes. Next, containers or Dockers. Developers use ideally Dockers to eliminate works on my machine problems when collaborating on code with coworkers. Operators use Dockers to run and manage applications side by side in isolated containers to get better compute density. Enterprises use Docker to build agile software delivery pipelines to ship new features faster, more securely, with confidence for both Linux and Windows Server apps. Using containers, everything required to make a piece of software run is packaged into isolated containers. Unlike virtual machines, containers do not bundle a full operating system. Only libraries and settings required to make the software work are needed. This makes for efficient, lightweight, self-contained systems and guarantees that software will always run the same regardless where it is deployed. Next, you have OpenWhisk. OpenWhisk is an open source serverless computer platform. It executes your functions or actions in response to events from triggers. It costs nothing when not in use. So it's based on event-driven programming. Whatever the applications you run, based on the event-driven Next, you have few services which are related to mobile application. First service which you can see over there is App ID. Use the Bluemix App ID service to add automatically to your mobile and web apps and protect your backend systems. You can also host user profile information that you can use to build engaging experiences. App ID supports authentication using social identity providers so that users can log in with their existing Facebook and Google accounts. Next, mobile analytics. Mobile app developers and business stakeholders use IBM Mobile Analytics for Bluemix to gain insight into how your application is performing and how it is being used. Monitor performance and usage of all your applications from your desktop or tablet without creating queries or engaging a data analyst. Quickly identify trends, anomalies, drill down to resolve issues, and trigger alerts when key metrics cross critical thresholds. Report data directly from your application or connect through Mobile Foundation server. Next service is Mobile Application Content Manager. IBM Mobile Application Content Manager enables mobile project team to engage application users with personal and contextual content in the mobile moment. Next, you have Mobile Foundation. The Mobile Foundation service is powered by the market-leading IBM Mobile First Foundation platform. This service radically simplifies building, managing, and updating your mobile application with a pre-integrated, comprehensive set of mobile application services. Build your application by using the front-end framework and tools of your choice. Easily add comprehensive security, application lifecycle management, and back-end logic engine push and offline sync to your applications by using cross-platform software developer kit, which is SDK. Push notification. The push notification service provides unified push service to send real-time notifications to mobile and web applications. The service provides ability to personalize and send notification to segment of users, single user, or broadcast to all users. Kinetize, rapid development of mobile applications from idea to prototype to native applications. Build advanced mobile app using drag and drop editor. Generate iOS or Android source code automatically. Next service is Testroid Cloud. Testroid Cloud is a testing platform as a service running real Android iOS devices. Tests can be run manually or using common automation frameworks. Twilio builds applications that communicate, integrate voice messaging and voice over internet protocol into your web and mobile applications. Next, I'll touch upon few of the services under data and analytics. First, I'd like to cover few services under analytics part of it, and then come back to the services which are there as database services in Bluemix. First, Apache Spark. Apache Spark is an open source cluster computing framework optimized for extremely fast and large scale data processing, which you can access via the newly integrated notebook interface IBM Analytics for Apache Spark. You can connect to your existing data sources or take advantages of the on-demand big data optimization of object storage. Spark plans are based on maximum number of executors available to process your analytics jobs. Executors exist only as long as they are needed for processing, so you are charged only for the processing done. Next, big insights for Apache Hadoop. Develop analytics applications by using open source Apache Hadoop and Apache Spark APIs without having to manage the platform. A multi-tenant service that is based on containers on bare metal servers and that enables you to instance and scale cluster within minutes. Insights for Twitter. The service provides sentiment and other enrichments for multiple languages based on deep natural language processing algorithms from Next, you have Insights for Twitter. The service provides sentiment and other enrichments for multiple languages based on deep natural language processing algorithm from IBM Social Media Analytics. Real-time processing of Twitter data streams is fully supported, configurable through a rich set of query parameters and keywords. Insights for Twitter includes RESTful APIs that allow you to customize your searches and returns tweets and enrichments in JSON format. Next service is Weather Data Company. This service lets you integrate weather data from the weather company into your IBM Bluemix application. You can retrieve weather data from an area specified by geolocation. That data allows you to create applications that solve real business problems where weather has a significant impact on the outcome. IBM Watson Machine Learning. IBM Watson Machine Learning is a full-service Bluemix offering that makes it easy for developers and data scientists to work together to integrate predictive capabilities with their applications. Built on IBM proven SPSS analytic platform, machine learning allows you to develop applications that make smarter decisions, solve tough problems, and improve user outcomes. Now let's look at the data services or databases in Bluemix. There are 4 types of data services or databases in Bluemix: NoSQL based data services, SQL based data services, in-memory columnar database services, key value pair service. NoSQL database services manage data stores that can use non-SQL query languages or no query languages at all. Store datasets as a series of documents. Examples of databases which are there in Bluemix are CloudAnt, an extension of Apache CouchDB. Second one, MongoLab, based on MongoDB. The advantages of NoSQL database services are no enforced schema, so document structure can be changed at any time without modifying existing documents. Can scale horizontally on low-cost commodity hardware. It is possible because availability is prioritized over immediate consistency. In Cloud Ant or Apache CouchDB, it is known as eventual consistency. Works well for many use cases, for example, Yahoo News comments, not good fit for few cases like stock trading. Next database service is SQL-based database services. Database as a service offering based on different underlying relational databases. Bluemix examples of SQL databases are DB2. Advantages of SQL-based databases are high availability, automated backups, data privacy. The other database services are ClearDB, Elephant SQL. Next, the database service is in-memory columnar database service. In-memory data store that organizes data by columns instead of by rows, optimizes analytic workloads that require aggregation of a limited set of columns and a large number of rows. The Bluemix service -DB is an example of this type of service. Powered by DB2 with Blue acceleration, leverages compression so more data can be stored in a given amount of memory. Key value pair database services offers efficient in-memory storage and retrieval of key value pair data. Keys work like indexes, making retrieval very fast. Examples include Redis Cloud, IBM Data Cache, IBM Session Cache. These databases very useful for storing stateful information in horizontally scaled web apps. Application instance can remain stateless by storing stateful data in an external instance of a key value pair service. Next, let's look at the set of services Bluemix offering on IoT. As you can see in the screen, there are a bunch of services which developers can consume. Internet of Things platform is the hub of Watson IoT and lets you communicate with and consume data from connected devices and gateways. Use the built-in web console dashboards to monitor your IoT data and analyze it in real time. Then enhance and customize your IBM Watson IoT platform experience by building and connecting your own apps by using messaging and REST APIs. Features of Internet of Things platform are connect quickly and securely, register, connect your devices and gateways. You can find simple step-by-step instructions for connecting popular devices, sensors and gateways in your recipes site. Second, information management. Control what happens to the data that is received from your connected devices. Manage data storage, configure data transformation actions, and integrate with other data services and device platform. Third, analyze in real time. Monitor your real-time device data through rules, analytics, and dashboards. Define rules to monitor conditions and trigger automatic actions that include alerts, email, IFTTT, node-RED flows, and external services to react quickly to critical changes. Fourth, risk and security management. Our secure by design control capabilities protect the integrity of your IoT solution through secure connectivity and access control for users and applications. Extend the base security with threat intelligence for IoT to visualize critical risks and automate operational responses with policy-driven mitigation actions. Now, let's go back to set of boilerplates which are there. You can see there are about 10 odd boilerplates. As I mentioned earlier in my session, boilerplates comes with a package of runtime as well as database. Let's pick and choose one of the boilerplate. Let's take Java Cloud and Web Starter. Let's see what is there in that. I'll open this boilerplate now. So for any service or any boilerplate, you will have a documentation on how to use that specific service and how to consume for your application or develop your application using that. Right? You can see view docs over here. Just click on this. This will open and it will tell you how you can use these service especially in this case Java Cloud and boilerplate. As you can see the details of this boilerplate, what are the things which you can do. So there is a built-in app in this. For every boilerplate there will be a built-in app. In this boilerplate we have an application where you can create a document, get list of all documents, upload document into the website, all those details involved in this boilerplate as well. In this case Cloud and NoSQL database. Any database you choose, there will be plans for it, for free version, also for paid version. In this case, at this point in time, for free version, you have Lite, which you can choose over here. It will consume, or you can consume this specific database to an extent, and like for certain hours, certain GB, or a certain number of calls which you can make to the database, right? Now, how do I create an application? You can see there is an application name which you need to give, right? You can, for example, let me give Smart India Hack. Make sure that you give unique name to your application, right? So that it doesn't collide with other application which is there of same name. You will not be able to create that application if you give the same name. You can see domain. Whatever the application you create as a website over here, your domain name will become smartindiahack.mybluemix.net. If you give ABC as your application name, abc.mybluemix.net, where you can look to access that website through this, right? I gave Smart India Hack as application name here, and I will say create. Application is getting created. So this application is having Java Liberty Profile runtime and Cloud and NoSQL database. Now, once you click on create application, Bluemix will give you step-by-step information on how you can develop your application based on this. There are few things which you need to download or configure in your machine to work with Bluemix. Your application development will happen either in GitHub or in Eclipse, and you can push your application using Cloud Foundry command line interface. You can see over Bluemix is giving you step-by-step information. First, you need to download Cloud Foundry command line interface. Click on download. So whatever the relevant version for you according to your operating system, you can download that. I use Mac OS. Download and make sure that you use that, you install that Cloud Foundry file. That it is being downloaded, and you need to download starter code, the second one which you need to download in this package. Starter code is nothing but the base of your application content, right? Whatever you created, you have not done a single line of code. There will be dependency files which you need to work on. All those dependency files which are relevant for Bluemix will be kept in this starter code. Cloud Foundry is one way of editing your code. The other way you can see, as if you scroll down further, at the end there is something called continuous delivery. Using this, you can keep your code in GitHub repository. From there you can edit the code and make changes accordingly in Bluemix as well. Whatever the changes you make, you have to push the application back so that your application gets updated. So let's look at Cloud Foundry. I have downloaded Cloud Foundry command line interface and the starter code. So I've already downloaded this file, right? You can install accordingly. My installation is already there in my system, right? Based on whatever your system requirement or operating system requirements are, download that relevant file and install it. And I've already downloaded this starter code. Let me extract this. So you can see a folder, Smart India Hack, right? There are a set of predefined files which have come over here. If you go back to the console, it will tell you how do you start working on it. You need to get into your terminal or command line prompt if you are using Windows, and move into the directory where your code is existing, right? Let me open my terminal here. As you can see, my application is running over here. You can see this green button saying running. If I click on the link over here, my application name .mybluemix.net, it will show the output of the application. I have not done a single line of code. This is a pre-built application which got created by creating a boilerplate, right? This is a simple application. There is a sample text file which is there in this application by default. If I want to add any further files, I can browse, click on browse and add it over here. So this is the application basically which we have created, right? You can see the application details over here by clicking on overview. This is the build pack, Java Cloud and Web Starter. The one instances of this application is running. This is with regard to your scaling of your application. If you add more instances, it will be vertical scaling. If you add an memory to an instance, it will be horizontal scaling, right? And you can add more services to this application by clicking either on connect new or on connect existing. So whenever there is a service which gets created and it is being used by other application, you can click on connect existing. The instance of a service can be used in multiple applications. If a service is has not got consumed in your application, you can click on connect new. So if I want to add any new service, let's say auto scaling, I'll select this. And say create. So this service gets added to my application. So whenever you add new service, your application has to restage. Click on restage the app. You can see over here we have two services. Earlier we had cloud and database service as one thing. Now we have added auto scaling as one more service. Now let's go to command line prompt. Here I need to set the API endpoint as Bluemix for my Cloud Foundry. I can set that API endpoint by entering this command cf API https://api.ng.bluemix.net. So once I set my API endpoint, I need to log into Bluemix. So I can give cf login. It will ask me my Bluemix username. I'll give that, which ideally will be your mail ID, and then the password. So once I log into my account, okay, while logging in, if you have multiple spaces in your account, it will ask you to choose which space you want to log into. So whenever you push an application, it will go and sit in that specific space. So right now I'm selecting one, which is DEV space. So now my Cloud Foundry environment from command line interface is set to push an application to Bluemix. After editing the file, let's get to the folder where this application is available. So this is where my file is present. Now I have to push this application back to Bluemix. So I can give cf push the application name. You can see application is getting pushed to Bluemix. It will take few minutes to upload. My application upload is successful. Now I can go back to my browser and see the changes which we have made.
So let's begin with Watson session. Watson is an IBM supercomputer that was specifically developed to answer questions on the quiz show Jeopardy! In 2011, Watson competed Jeopardy! Against former winners and won the quiz show. It is a cognitive technology that can think like a human. It can understand, reason, learn, and interact. By understand, it means you can analyze and interpret all of your data, including unstructured text, images, audio, and video. By reasoning, it means you can provide personalized recommendations by understanding a user's personality, tone, and emotion. By learning, it means you can utilize machine learning to grow the subject matter expertise in your apps and systems. By interact, it means you can create chatbots that can engage in dialogue. Watson is available as a set of open APIs and SaaS products. You can tap into the power of Watson through APIs that allow you to build cognition into your apps and products, whether it's a web or native app or even robotics. There are about 16 plus Watson APIs available on IBM Bluemix. Let me take you through each of the APIs, starting with the conversation service. With the IBM Conversation Service, you can create an application that understands natural language input and uses machine learning algorithms to respond to customers in a way that simulates a conversation between humans. It allows you to quickly build, test, and deploy a bot or virtual agent across mobile devices, messaging platforms like Slack, or even on a physical robot. Conversation has a visual dialogue builder to help you create conversations between your app and users without any coding experience required. The Discovery Service. Discovery Service extracts value from unstructured data by converting, normalizing, and enriching it. Use a simplified query language to explore the data or to quickly tap into pre-enriched data sets like the Discovery News collection. Discovery News collection is available within the Discovery Service. The Discovery News primarily includes English language news sources that is updated continuously with over 3 lakh new articles and blogs added daily sourced from more than 1 lakh sources. Document conversion. It can transform HTML, PDF, and Microsoft Word documents into normalized HTML, plain text, or sets of answer units that can be used with the other Watson services such as Retrieve and Rank. Language translator. It can identify the language text in which it is written, translate text from one language to another for specific domains. Use language translator to take news from across the globe and present it in your language, communicate with your customers in their own language, and more. Natural Language Classifier. The Natural Language Classifier service understands the intent behind text and returns a corresponding classification complete with a confidence score. For example, what is the weather like today? Or is it hot out? Or is it going to be nice today? Are all ways of asking about temperature. Use NLC to answer questions in a contact center. Create chatbots, categorize volumes of written content, and more. Natural language understanding. It can analyze text to extract metadata from content such as concepts, entities, keywords, categories, sentiment, emotion, relations, semantic roles using natural language understanding. Personality insights. Personality insights extracts personality characteristics based on how a person writes. You can use a service to match individuals to other individuals, opportunities, and products, or tailor their experience with personalized messaging and recommendations. Characteristics include the big 5 personality traits, values, and needs, which will be returned by the personality insights. Retrieve and rank. Retrieve and rank can surface the most relevant information from a collection of documents. For example, using R&R, an experienced technician can quickly find solutions from dense product manuals. A contact center can also quickly find answers to improve average call handle times. The retrieve and rank service works out of the box but can also be customized to improve the result. Speech to text. Use speech to text to transcribe calls in a contact center, to identify what is being discussed, when to escalate calls, and to understand content from multiple speakers. Use speech to text to create voice controlled applications, even customize the models to improve accuracy for the language and content you care about most, such as product names, sensitive subjects, or name of individuals. Text to speech. Text to speech converts written text into natural sounding audio in a variety of languages and voices. You can customize and control the pronunciation of specific words to deliver a seamless voice interaction that cater to your audience. Use text to speech to develop interactive toys for children, automate call center interactions, and communicate directions hands free. Tone analyzer. Tone analyzer uses linguistic analysis to detect three types of tones in written text: emotions, social tendencies, and writing style. Use the tone analyzer service to understand emotional context of conversations and communications. Trade-off analytics. Trade-off analytics helps people make decisions when balancing multiple objectives. When you make decisions, how many factors are considered? How do you know when you have identified the best option? With trade-off analytics, you can avoid lists of endless options and determine the right option by considering multiple objectives. Visual recognition. Visual recognition understands the content of images. Visual concepts tag the images, find human faces, approximate age and gender, and find similar images in a collection. You can also train the service by creating your own custom concepts. Use visual recognition to detect a dress type in retail, identify spoiled fruit in inventory, and much more. As you can see, there are 16 plus Watson APIs available, both IBM and third-party services. You can see that Alchemy API is deprecated, but this service is available within natural language understanding, and the Alchemy API news feature is available within the discovery service. So now I'll show you how you can create a Watson service and retrieve credentials of the API to call that API in your application. So let me take Tone Analyzer service. Once you have clicked the Tone Analyzer service in the catalog session, it will redirect you to another page where it will ask for your service name, the pricing plans, and to which application it has to be bound. Currently, I am leaving it unbound and I'm using the default tone service name and the default pricing plans. Click on Create. Once the service has been provisioned, it will redirect you to another page where you can manage the service, view the service credentials, and connect the service to other applications. So all the developer resources are available in the Manage page itself. You can see the documentation, demo, and how it works, right? Click on the Service Credentials page to view the credentials of the API. Click on View Credentials. Now you can see the URL, the username, and the password that is required to call this API. In the Connections tab, you can create any connected apps or services. Okay, great. Now that you've got an understanding of Watson APIs and how to call these APIs in your application, let me show a demo of Watson Conversation Service. This powered by Watson Sales Accelerator helps customers find the best credit card for them. This applet is the starting point for a longer Watson journey. The credit card applet meets every customer's unique needs by collecting desired attributes throughout the conversation and recommends a card based off those attributes. Watson can also help educate customers so they feel confident that they are purchasing the best card for them. This demo uses Watson Conversation, Retrieve and Rank, Text-to-Speech APIs. Simplifies easily and quickly get a personalized recommendation, can understand the request of the user in natural language to have a more natural conversation. It educates, interact with Watson to learn about credit scores, reports, maximizing benefits, etc. It scales. The product recommendation tool can be applied across industries. So let's begin with the demo.
Hi, how can I help you? The idea of carrying a debt month to month can make some people a bit uneasy. I promise that there's nothing to worry about, and if used properly, credit cards will not only make your daily life so much easier, but you'll even end up saving a lot of money. Do you want to go over some of the benefits of credit cards? Let's take a look at how today's credit cards compare. To begin, will this be mainly for personal or business use? All right, this would be a card for your business. Is this your business's first card? Okay, not the first one here. How would you self-describe your credit score? Feel free to use the slider tool. We don't need to be exact here, just an estimate. Be sure to include any other authorized corporate users too. All right, nice. Now, how do you anticipate that your business will use this card? Will you usually carry a balance, or do you pay it off every month? Fantastic. Now for the fun part. What kind of rewards interest you most in a credit card? Okay, are you more interested in earning points or getting cash back? Cash. Okay. Based off of our conversation, I think these cards might be best suited for you. Take a look below. Glad I could help there.
Great. If you have any query on Watson APIs, you should definitely go to Watson Developer Cloud. It lists out all the details about Watson APIs, including documentation, sample demos, and webinars. So you can see the list of SDKs that are available, and you will also get to see all the documentation, sample demos, and webinars available for each APIs. You can also check out the developer tools. All these sample codes are available in the Watson GitHub repositories. Thank you very much for attending the Watson session.